It's Friday, December 12th, 2025. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. A sneaky system riding by, moving right toward the mid-Atlantic, New England, in the Atlantic region of Canada. I want to cover that in this video very specifically for you. And let's get right to some of the expected snow totals as we work our way into the weekend. Now with that, I'll highlight the timing, right? I'm going to zoom down city by city, town by town. Most of this would be Saturday night into early Sunday. Boston, we're looking at about an inch of snow, maybe less, right? Generally less than an inch. The more south we go with this system, the better chance of snow, which I'll be showing you. Providence, for example, even over toward New Bedford, about 2 to 4 inches of snow expected. We get toward Falmouth and Bourne in much of the Cape, right? Harwichport, we're looking at about 2 to 4 inches, even a little bit more as we get toward the islands. Martha's Vineyard could be as high as about 5. Same thing as we work our way back toward Nantucket. Hartford, generally less. We go south a little bit more so, maybe about an inch as we work our way toward New Haven. Then we get back toward New York City, around an inch of snow kind of on the back side of this system. Philadelphia, 2 to about 3 inches of some of the snow. And then we get back toward the DC area, an inch or 2 of snow will be expected Saturday night, early on Sunday. The advisories all getting expanded. All of this, that northern storm track, we're going to see some snow as well, diving back through the Midwest. I'll show you those snow totals, not leaving anyone out. Higher terrain, we work our way back toward West Virginia. Some significant snow will be a potential as we work our way through the weekend. And those watches, warnings, advisories, all will be expanding off toward the east as we go forward. Now let me show you this, going out in time. Let's start here. Iowa, we work our way back toward Illinois, Indiana, and then back toward Ohio. Not a ton of moisture with this, but here's some of that snow. And of course, it'll be the lake effect snow as we work our way to the north. But this is midday on our Saturday. There's that snow that we'll be working across, hitting the higher terrain, watching Pittsburgh south, back through Charleston, back toward Columbus. This is the system that will tap into a little moisture from the Atlantic and work its way toward the mid-Atlantic. So this is Saturday by the time we hit 8 p.m. So that takes care of that. Let's move out in time here. This is Saturday, 8 p.m. This is that same pocket I was showing you. Here comes the snow. We're going to see some of that moisture from the Atlantic feeding into this, and then some colder air sweeping in right on the back side of it. As it hits that, we'll see that snow. It's going to be a thin area of snow. That's why I really want to highlight that. But it will be impactful as we work our way into a Saturday night, Sunday morning. This is just after midnight, and you can see here that thin line stretching from DC back through the Dover area, looking over toward Jersey, and then swinging up toward parts of Long Island and back toward the Cape and the islands. You see right here, this is the thin line. I'm going to zoom down into this, very specific snow totals, region by region for you. Then as we get into 5 in the morning on Sunday, you see the snow, the Cape over toward the islands, a little bit heavier. Still the backside of this, already starting to leave the Philadelphia area. So it's going to be a quick mover, right? It's not a slow system. We're not looking at a nor'easter, kind of a small but impactful area. This is by 8 o'clock, and then by the time we get into deeper in the morning on Sunday, all of this quickly moving away as we go throughout much of the day on Sunday across New England, back toward the mid-Atlantic. It's actually going to be on the dry side. Now let me show you the zoom down look here. So this is by the time we get into Saturday, approaching midnight. You see that sliver of snow right through here. So we're looking at Philly south as we work our way toward Atlantic City, over toward Stone Harbor, and then we swing back here. Not as much Salisbury, mainly to the north. So watching over toward Delaware, Annapolis for that quick shot of snow. Couple inches will be a possibility, and then working its way off. This is 5 in the morning here. You see, here's the I-95 corridor quickly moving away by about 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Generally, all of this is already offshore, and a lot of it will happen while many of us are sleeping. Now, here's the same thing as we work our way into Saturday night, approaching midnight, and just after that. So this is very early Sunday. There's the snow. Quick little spell of snow over toward New York City, watching Long Island. This is 5 in the morning. And again, southern sections of Connecticut, Rhode Island, back toward the Cape and the islands, watching that. Boston, we'll see some of that snow moving in. It may be less than an inch of some of that snow. Then by 8 in the morning, still watching the snow, leaving Long Island, but the Cape and the islands, by the time we hit 10 or 11 in the morning, it will have moved away from the Cape and the islands at that point, and then quickly kind of departing out of that. Now getting to the north side of it, let me get back to today, just because there's going to be some snow showers, Nova Scotia, over toward Newfoundland. But now let's go out in time here. Here's the area we're watching that I just zoomed down to, and then you can see over toward Nova Scotia, same thing. Watching Prince Edward Island, not as much New Brunswick, but there's that thin line of snow that will clip us by over toward Newfoundland, including the Avalon Peninsula. Rain on the south side of it, especially along the southern coast as we work our way toward the Avalon Peninsula. This is deeper into our Sunday, and then after that, that area will be departing. So watching that over toward the Maritimes and the Atlantic region of Canada as a whole. Now looking at some of the snow totals, and we'll zoom down further, this shot of snow that will be moving down, I mentioned that, over toward parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. You can see right in through here, there could be a couple inches of snow. Some of the red showing up, which would be about 4 inches of snow, maybe less than that just because there's not a lot of moisture with this overall. But just this sector in here, if you live in here, watching out for some of that snow that will be advancing. But of course, as we get back toward West Virginia, some of the higher terrain will be over 6 inches of some of that snow with some of the lift that we'll be seeing and watching the elevation as we work our way back toward western sections of PA over toward Pittsburgh, Altoona on the edge of it. But this is where it kind of builds in, right? I mentioned that very thin line of some snow. So let me zoom down for you specifically. So we get over toward DC, Fairfax, kind of on the edge of it, over toward Fairfax and Reston, a little bit more back to the west, maybe about an inch. That'll be possible. Maybe a coating on some of the colder surfaces, looking at that sort of thing. A little bit more Baltimore back toward Annapolis. And I mentioned Dover, where we could get a couple inches of snow, but we work our way south. Really, not a whole lot. Salisbury and south. So you get over toward Philadelphia, watching a Newark, and then swinging back toward Jersey. You see this red in here. We could see up to 4 inches of snow. More of us will have less than that, but a thin line stretching near Baltimore, right up toward Philly, and then lifting to the north, even North Jersey, where we could get some spots of about 4 inches of snow. Then as we get toward New York City, not quite as much, maybe an inch or so. Watching that same thing as we work our way toward Bridgeport. I mentioned Hartford, not a lot. Could be a little bit more. Long Island, of course, and then swinging back toward southern Connecticut, watching over toward Norwich. Then we work our way Providence south, watching that. Boston, we're on the edge of it, kind of hovering around an inch of some snow. You see, this is not a big event as we work our way back toward Worcester and then swinging off toward Springfield. It's this sector in here, which does include the Cape and the islands. The Cape, that's where we could actually get more. We could see some totals, depending on how this breaks, over toward the Cape and the islands of about 5 inches of some of that snow. So it's a quick moving system overall coming through the Midwest, highlighting those snow totals earlier, and then we'll see that snow really late Saturday night into early Sunday, parts of the Mid-Atlantic back through New England. It's that thin area with most totals 1 to 3 inches, some of us less and some of us more, and this is what we'll continue to track for you as we swing through the weekend. So thank you for sharing this information with your friends, family, and subscribing to this channel and joining this weather community. I hope you have a really good day ahead.